Unequivocal Life. I am April Jackson.
And I am the wonderful, marvelous Terry Jackson.
And we are coming to you with the exciting new subject of
gender
roles. But before we get into it, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share.
Share. Put us in y'all business.
All the way.
All the way.
And come on into ours.
Yeah, talk about us. Right?
No, we don't mind.
Yeah.
We talk about each other.
Right.
That's the love.
That is big.
All right, so getting into gender role. What is it that makes a gender role a gender role?
All right, well, 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of water, a little bit of oil.
An egg. Okay.
Well,
stir it, bake it on 350 degrees.
no, you can't stir it up. You got to use your hands. That's the
We're kneading it.
Yeah.
Got it, okay.
Because you're making a dough out of it.
Got it.
Yeah, you're going to break it up, make little gender rolls.
Okay. But seriously, in all seriousness, what exactly is a gender role?
Gender role is what the older people created to establish who does what in the household. Because see, back in the day, the men worked and the women stayed home and they cooked and they cleaned and they brought up the children.
Right. Barefoot and pregnant.
Right. Thank God for deliverance.
Hallelujah.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, it's a whole different world in 2025. Baby.
A whole different world. You know, back in the day, the dollar was more.
Right. You get everything.
You didn't have as many dollars,
No, you get
but the power of the dollar was worth more.
Right.
So the income, the difference between the tax brackets wasn't as humongous as they are now. So, like back in the day when you was poor, you didn't really know you was poor. Honestly speaking, you know, if your parents had a house, or your grandparents had a house, or your great grandparents had a house, you know, back in the day it was a shack,
Right.
with an outhouse. So great grandmama, she cooked and she cleaned and she took care of the kids, as you said, and great granddaddy went out and he worked and he came home and he made sure the bills was paid and stuff like that, and it was kind of the norm.
Right.
But somewhere along the way, the dollar wasn't so dollarish.
No.
Houses weren't $1 anymore.
They went up $2.
Woo! And then it took that you needed my dollar to go with your dollar to buy the $2 house.
Right. Because it was hard trying to get that $1, man.
Right.
What did you do back then to get $1?
That's a whole nother show.
That's a whole
But I have found that now times it's a 2-income household to survive.
Right.
And it depends on the people in the relationship.
It does, man.
Because I have dated some guys that have been like, you're a female, so I want you to cook and clean and do all of this, but you need to keep your 9 to 5 and still come home, or still, when I come around, service, and I want to kick my feet up because I done been to work all day, and I'm like, that don't equate. You can't get great granddad relationship on a new age. No.
It's not realistic, man. We are in different times.
We're in different times.
All right. They ain't have Wi-Fi in them dollar houses. That stuff costs. Let me tell you something, man. Nowadays, it's a whole different world, man. Stuff is expensive. The cost of living will cost your life. So you got to work together. And these jobs now, they work you a lot harder than they did back in the day. Because you're taking care of more people, you got more responsibilities. So now you have to balance out the load outside and inside the house. You know what I'm saying?
And I find that because of gender roles, it causes a rift with the dynamics of the inside of the house.
It does. Because it puts restrictions on who I can be and who you can be. That's if we go by gender rules. But, you know, roles don't go with everything.
It don't. I can't have bread no way.
Right. And that ain't too crazy, man. You know, I do a sandwich, but a roll by itself? No, bro.
No. It takes communication, and I want to say that even when you are starting your situationship, your courting phase, and it's very important to court.
Right.
It is a difference between courting and dating. So when you are in your courting phase, it is important to talk about the expectations of the gender. You know, we think of things like the man take out the trash and the women scrub the bathrooms, or women wash clothes and men cut the grass. You know, it's like that is expected, just because of the sex that you are. But that is not always the case. You have to do what's the best dynamic for your household. You know, it's like women cooking because they're the woman and the man is supposed to just come home and eat. We wouldn't ever eat.
No, we wouldn't. We eat once or twice a year.
That's it. When we go to mama's house for Thanksgiving.
Right.
Christmas.
I'm gonna tell you that we'll be close to God when all that fasting. You know, there are certain things, man, that you should do just because you do those things, not because you're a man or a woman.
Right.
I cut the grass in my house because her lines ain't gonna be straight. You see what I'm saying? All right. She can't see y'all. All right.
I can't.
I'm talking about, like, I know Max that be like, oh man, she just, wow, feel bad for her.
Let me holler out so she can hear that echolocation. Like, bail out. But I mean, you know, if need be though, I don't mind cutting the grass.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, in this household, we actually share the outside work and the inside work. And when I say outside, I don't mean I'm planting flowers and he's doing.
She cut trees.
He plant flowers.
Right. And ain't talking about no little baby tree. Talking about a big old tree.
I bought salt.
She bought salt. I ain't bad. I
bought
it. It was in the box. She bought it.
And it delivered.
Used it.
And it delivered.
Right. So guess what? While I'm cutting grass, she dragging trees to the front.
Yup.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. And then when you come on the inside,
right,
he's actually the cooker of the house.
That's right. And I can cook.
He can
Alright, so fix your face, because I can cook. And it tastes good.
It does. Now for the record, I can cook.
She can.
But in the courting phase, I was like, yeah, I don't like to cook. I like to eat out. He said I can cook.
I'm telling y'all something. I'm gonna put y'all in our business, alright?
We'll put in the business.
I'm put them all the way in there. Because I want y'all to talk about us, alright? Because my ear already itchy. But listen, the way that we work, I get off way before she get home. To me, it is not smart for me to sit up and wait 5 to 6 hours for her to come home for dinner to be cooked. Oh man.
And then you gotta wait another hour or so after I get home because I gotta cook. It's gonna be cereal. I'm cooking cereal today, y'all.
She cooking cereal.
I'm cooking cereal today.
See what I'm saying? You hear that sound? Cooking cereal. She might cook Kool-Aid to go with it. That's why I do what I do.
Chicken noodle soup with a soda on the side.
But you have to establish understanding during the courting phase. And you gotta be willing to work with the love of your life that you're gonna spend the rest of your life.
Right. It's not a competition in the household. You will find that if you put your gender roles aside and talk about the expectations of your relationship, you actually can have a dynamic relationship.
And a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Hold
That's what keeping people out your business.
up. Keep them all.
Because just because my best friend is an at-home wife, and so she cooks and she cleans and she does all the stuff for the for the kids, going to the school and all of that and the soccer and all that other good stuff like that. She's like, you should get you a man that can make you be at home. I'm not one for the house.
But she love her house.
Oh, I love the house, but I was at home for 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Drove me crazy.
I'm talking about bunkers.
Yup. I went to the doctor. The doctor was like, okay, we're gonna give you 2 more weeks off. I didn't even take the paper to work. I just showed it to my husband. He's like, you gonna turn it in? No.
And you know what I said?
I'll figure over it.
I said, baby, hey, please go
Please go back to work.
Please go back to work. I used to sit up like, Lord, I'm gonna take my wife off her job. And God was like, you sure about that?
Let me give you a trial run.
Let me show you. Let me show you something real quick.
We're gonna give you a trial run because your wife is not the housewife.
Right. After that time was up, I was in church shouting, thank God that she got a job. I was like, Lord, thank you. And God was like, you sure? No, you said you want to take off a job. Like, nope, I ain't gonna question you.
Thank you for the trial run.
Oh, thank you, Lord.
Yep. And I used to be like, you know what? I don't mind being a housewife. But after
that was week 1. She was like, I think I can do this.
I did. Week 2, I was like, okay, I'm feeling better. I'm moving around and stuff. Week 3, I was like, okay, it's stuff at the house I can do. Like, we had just got the house. I was like, okay, I can hang up this and unbox this and do this, whatever. Week 4, I was like, I'm ready to go. I go work.
I was about to call her job. Like, hey, what y'all doing? y'all don't need April? Cause she's at home.
Miserable.
Are you sure? Call her. Call both phones. Y'all got the address? Just come by the house. She's there. Yeah, she's there.
Tell her, come on home.
She's right at the house.
Right. So it is just it is the gender roles. Please do not let people tell you what your role should be. That is something that you talk about with your mate, your person that you are one with, and you get that understanding.
Right.
And then once you do that,
understanding is the best thing in the world.
it's the best thing in the world.
And once y'all understand this, y'all understand it, because let me tell you something. You and your mate, y'all got to live together.
Right.
For the rest of y'all time together.
If you want to be together for
That's
us.
right.
Now, if you want an argument, then yeah, don't you supposed to do this and I'm supposed to do this.
Right. But don't listen to people who are only around y'all for a temporary amount of time. All right. Don't let them determine what you do after your time with them is over. You determine that with your spouse. You enjoy that time. Y'all take that time and y'all build something that y'all can enjoy for the rest of y'all life.
Because that's what we're all trying to do.
Right. And that's a real gender role.
That is a real gender role. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are so excited that you guys are here.
Yes.
Again, do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Make sure you hit all the bells and whistles and comment. Let us know in the comments what you feel like is a gender role that has been put on you, and then what has been put on you that you just be like, okay, whatever. It's over your head because you're done with it.
Right. And, take time outside of the gender roles. Just enjoy your love. Share that love, enjoy that love, enjoy our channel. And we thank y'all for joining us.
All right.
Have a good one.
Bye.